Hello and welcome back to Better Than Yesterday. This is our YouTube channel and this is our third video. My name is Michael Jans van Rensburg and I'm joined by my good friend Daniel Hammond. The title of today's video is Why We Believe You Should Be Better Than Yesterday. You know, it's the title of our channel, our Instagram page, everything we believe in. The thesis of it all is to be better than yesterday. And yeah, we're just gonna be talking about why we think, you should strive to be better than yesterday, why me and Daniel have been going on a journey to do that over the past few years, and why we believe it's something that everyone should, adopt into their lives. And yeah, man, tell us what it's all about there, bro.
So today I just want to talk about the background and how this all started in my life, and then Michael can give us his points as well.
Yeah.
So this started when I realized that I have certain weaknesses and I've got certain strength. So what I did was look at my weaknesses, be totally honest with myself and see, okay, this is where you need to improve, Daniel, and how are you going to improve it? So I started reading books, and luckily I came across this gem of a book, Think and Grow Rich. So it talked about different mindsets, like you get a fixed mindset and then you get a growth mindset. And
Mm.
I think for a certain period in my life, I was always in a fixed mindset. So if I saw I can do math, then I thought, okay, the rest of my life I can do math. But then if I looked at maybe playing soccer and I couldn't play soccer as well naturally from the beginning, I would think, no, I'm not a soccer player.
Mm.
But if you look at this, we should realize that it's not really helpful to have such a mindset.
Yeah.
And that's where I started changing my mindset to having a growth mindset,
Mm.
knowing that you can be good at something, but you always want to improve it and practice. And even if you're not good at something from the start, it takes time to get to a certain level, and it takes practice and consistency.
It
Yeah,
does.
Mike.
Yeah.
What do you
No,
think
so
about that?
yeah, it's super good, man. What's cool is, me and Daniel have been friends for literally like how many years, bro? Like seven, like eight, how many
Seven,
years?
8, 9. Yeah.
7, 8, 9 years, something like that. And the thing is, what's cool is, both of us, I'm living in South Africa right now. My good friend Daniel's living in Namibia, but we became friends, like I said, through school back in the day. And we got on this path of self-development, of, being better than yesterday at the same time, almost just by a bit of luck. I started, I would say at the same time, probably around grade 11. We're both out of school now. And yeah, we just, on this journey of, always striving to be better than the person you were yesterday. You don't the difference is you don't compare yourself to who other people are. You're not looking at, what a lot of people do is they'll compare themselves to celebrities or even people in their friend groups and be like, oh, I want to be like them. But what we believe in is rather just striving to be like you said, man. If you don't believe that you're good at something right now, you can always just work on it every day so that you do become good at that. Just comparing yourself to who you were the day before rather than anything else, man. And yeah, we still at the beginning of this journey, man. But what's cool is, even over the last 2 or 3 years that we have been doing this, it's really like grown, all aspects of my life. I think both of us used to be almost a bit like in our shells, I would say. And we just went on a process of, okay, that was something, like a weakness, like you say, man. And then you think, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I analyze it. That's a weakness that I have. So I'm going to work every day to improve that. I'm going to go and greet a few people like randomly in the streets. I'm going to go and like, if an opportunity comes where you have to do some public speaking or whatever it is, you just take it. You say yes to things instead of saying no, and it gets you out of your comfort zone. And that's when you really start to grow, man. And that's how you get the daily growth. I think, like Daniel was saying, with that book, Think and Grow Rich, another book that I read that was super important in my journey, I think, was the 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, which is a really good one as well. Just like so many different advice and everything, how you can literally become a better person. And yeah, so that was also a really good one for me. Reading books, even watching YouTube videos. That's why I think we decided to start our own YouTube channel, is because we've grown so much through watching this kind of stuff. And yeah, so the the belief of being better than yesterday, it's can sometimes seem like a bit of a small thing to people, to just be better than the
Mm.
person you were yesterday. It's not that difficult. You can maybe just wake up a bit earlier, maybe make your bed instead of just like rolling out, or whatever it is. But the thing is, if you're doing that every day on a consistent basis, you just if you today better than the person you were yesterday, do that again tomorrow, again the next day, again the next day. Eventually, you're going to be sorting out a lot of things in your life, and that's why we started this. That's what we believe in there, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. So basically, like what we talked about the other day is there's this, it's like this line in life which shows your progress. And then there's people that they do the normal things every day. And then there's people that like try themselves, like the small steps which are really important. And then in a year's time, you'll still see like everyone's going on the same level,
Mm.
but after that year, like it always takes time because it's something that builds up, kind of like the compound interest works.
Yeah.
So then you'll see the person that's been educating himself daily constantly, he goes up. And then the other person that's just been like in the same level doing the everyday things, watching TV, going to
Mm.
school or work or whatever, and then they start declining. So always in life you should know that, like, even once you finish school, that you should always just want to like educate yourself daily, because your brain is like a muscle, so it needs to be trained. You need to work it out. So it's always good to read a few pages of a book a day. If you read like 10 pages a day for the whole year, you've already read like 12 books for that year, which
Mm.
is 12 people's lifetimes, which they basically compressed into one book. So it's always important to read as well. But now
Yeah.
that we in this day and age, the 21st century, you get books, you get ebooks or
Yeah.
audiobooks. So you can basically listen to the books while you're cooking, while you're working out. It's just so much easier, so much more convenient, and I think we should use what we've gotten from the past generations to our benefit, to always strive to be better than yesterday, like what our whole YouTube channel is about in all areas of your life. So looking back at my journey, when I started off, my grades, like grade 11 and 12, they dropped in school, and I started reading. I also read this one book, How to Become a student, and
Mm.
just applying what you've learned, even though it didn't change automatically and as fast as I wanted it to, over a period like of a year, 12 months. Then I went from an average of 52% in my first term, grade 11, to an average of 70 plus in my grade 12, my final grade 12 exam. So it just shows that if you do it constantly, yes, you might not see the changes at once, but don't give up. Just keep going for it.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, always challenging yourself, like Michael said there, going out, greeting someone. If
Mm.
you know you're a shy person, or if you know, us guys, for example, if you know that you just want to impress a girl, you want to be that nice guy just for her to like you. You're not being sincere in that, but you should just be your true self and also do what makes you happy.
For sure.
Um, when you're looking at a girl, and you know improving the way you talk to them, and not just being there every time for them, but also looking at, do you really want to do this, or are you just doing this to impress her so that you might get the girl. So it's
Yeah.
always, yeah, it's being honest with yourself, bro.
No, it's interesting. So that's the thing. It's applicable to like any aspect of life, like you was talking there, whether it's dating people, going into that world, whether it's like school, like you were saying before, whether it's sports, whether it's anything. And I think some people think, even in our age group, the fact that we're so young, people, we literally 18 years old, as you see people coming outside of school, even just still during school, people think that they have all this knowledge from who knows where, people think that they already are a perfect person, that they don't need to improve. But there's so much you can learn, man. Like even if you 7 years old and you've lived the whole life, you can always learn new things. Like it's always new things to learn, and that's how you improve yourself. That's how you become better than yesterday. It's not a and people sometimes think well, I'm happy with who I am. It's not like, and of course you should love yourself. You should be happy with who you are. But the thing is, there is always assets there is always parts that you can improve on. Definitely, if you say that there isn't, you're probably lying to yourself. So there's always, ways that you can just, even if it's like fitness, that's also another aspect, self-development, it goes into all things, man, like financial education, there's emotional and like psychological, there's fitness, there's interpersonal connections, spirituality, finding a purpose. That's all a part of it, man. And that's what, it all falls apart into this channel of Better Than Yesterday. And that's what we're going to be talking about, man. We've got a lot of videos in the future that we can talk about more stuff. And keen, to get into all of that stuff. But I think, like you're saying, in terms of our own journeys, and why we decided to do this, I think we used to just have conversations like all the time here, like literally just talking about this kind of stuff, talking about ourselves, like how we've improved ourselves. And we are still at the beginning of that journey, but even in the last few years, we have seen major improvements, just becoming someone that people can gravitate towards. That's something that I think everyone sort of would like to have, and that's something that we've been working on, reading books, filling our heads with knowledge. We now know more about financial stuff. The last few videos we've been talking about investing and all that kind of stuff in terms of cryptocurrencies, stocks, whatever. So that's something that at first we didn't know anything about, but we started to educate ourselves, and now we have a platform that we can talk about that kind of stuff on, which is really cool. And so we just decided we needed a place to put all of these thoughts out there, because we were having just these like fruitful conversations, and that's also where a lot of growth is sparked, man. Conversation, me and you talking like this here, it's
definitely
just like, it's a good way to bounce off each other. You always grow off people who have similar ambitions, and that's something that me and you have, similar brain waves, like we say, or like so you're on the same level in that sense. And that's also a big way you can grow, is just the people that you hang around with, and you also got to always look to help other people. I find oftentimes if you look at someone else, and you see that they're struggling, you help them out. Sometimes they can also like help you a lot, sometimes you can learn a lot from the experience, and also it's just being a good person, helping people out when they need help. So there's so many different ways to grow, man. I think and what's cool is, as you were saying, this era that we're in right now, it's such a we need to take advantage of all of these things, like ebooks, like listening to stuff. There's so many different ways and new opportunities and new doors that are opened, and with the internet, everything's at our fingers, man. And we just have to take advantage of it, really be searching for ways that you can make money, make new experiences, make memories, all this kind of stuff. And the reason why you work hard, like you say, is you want to build a life where you can have a lot of good times, spending it with the people you love, like, and just that's what you want in life. You want to always be just experiencing new things, so that's sort of like the things that we need to think about, is like, you got to be searching for ways that you can do that kind of thing. And in this new world, there's so many different ways, man.
There is so many different ways, bro. And then also it's really not as difficult as it seems, because like I said, it's small steps that we take to get like a huge accomplishment. So it doesn't happen overnight. It's not just you wake up and then you are able to do this big thing, but it's like daily small steps that you take. That's why being better every day, it's not about just like trying to get to this place where I think I've reached the best I can be, but always being progressive, because there's always new things that you need to learn. You can always grow. And I think our goal in life, if we haven't like gotten a certain specific purpose, it should be the best that like Daniel can be, that Michael can be, that you can be. So that's why we don't compare ourselves with others. We compare ourselves with how we were in the past. And that's such a great tool, recording and also like journaling, like we talked about earlier. Once you start journaling, you can look back and see which improvements you've made, or you can see, no, I've actually not grown in this area of my life. And then you can look back, you can have that conversation with yourself and see, okay, no, I really need to start improving in this. And like Michael said, you can't just think I've got all the knowledge, but you must be someone, you must be smart enough to put your ego aside and be a teachable person.
Mm.
Learn from this person, like the next person can learn from you as well. So it's really important to be a teachable person, to go out there and just try and gain as much knowledge as you want, as you can get, being curious, seeing,
Yeah.
okay, I haven't heard of, for example, cryptocurrencies.
Mm.
Then you take a chance, you go, you look into it, you experiment, then you can see, do I enjoy this, do I not? But it's better than looking back and saying, oh, I really should have tried this. Then you had the regret of not jumping in and taking a risk. It's always just investing and trying out different things in life.
So
That's how, basically, how we gained this knowledge in cryptocurrency, Michael. We just decided, uh, no, look, we want to make some money. We don't know how, but let's try this. It seems like a good idea. We jumped in, and now we still in it. We're still
mm,
learning every single
for
day.
sure.
We can never get enough, bro. Um, yeah, so that's why I always just try and strive to be a better person, strive to be a better you. And then once you start seeing those improvements, then you're really like a human being that's making an impact in this world. You bringing some nice changes
Mm.
because you started improving yourself. So in the end, you are a benefit to this world. You've been
Yep.
put in this world to make a difference, and you make a difference when you really like start improving yourself. You also get that fulfillment and that
Yep.
joy knowing that look, once, like a year back or 2 years back, I was this kind of person, but look where I'm now,
So
just by doing the small basic things. So it really gives me joy to see how much we've grown, bro,
yep.
and how much we still going to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
we're 18, we've got so much years left, and the fact that we have this knowledge, and that's why it's nice to share it on this platform so that everyone gets that opportunity.
Definitely, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's a community. I think the thing is, like, we're going to be talking about like so many different topics. We talked already about like investing, that kind of stuff. This is more talking about investing in yourself as a person. And yeah, there's so many ways, I think, but it's exciting. Like you say, the future is bright, that's, it's
yeah,
sometimes it's easy to be negative, but I think you just got to look at like the bright side of things as well. Even like a
mm,
positive mindset, that's
definitely.
another way that you can always improve yourself. So I think, yeah, man, I'm so excited for the future, like more of what we can do. I think today was a very fruitful conversation, man, and enjoyed it so
It
much.
was.
I think hopefully you guys on the other side of the camera have found anything that you can learn from, because this is just basically, our thoughts on self-improvement, self-development, yeah, just that daily improvement, man. And I think covered a lot of good stuff there. So yeah, man, I'm excited for the future. I think it's going to be, you got to put in the work. It's not easy. You can't, like you say, you can't get comfortable and then just start going up and then go down again and start going up. It's got to be a consistent thing, like you say. And I think if we do that, we really can make a bright future for everyone around us and for ourselves, and for our children one day. You're always trying to make the world, a better place. And if you think you can't change the world, like, shatter that thought in your mind. Anyone can change the world. Like, seriously, it's a real thing, man. And that's what we're trying to do. And even on a small scale basis, if you're improving the people's lives around you, that is making the world a better place, man. So it's
Yeah,
exciting stuff, man.
definitely.
Thanks for the conversation, bro. It was super good.
It was super good talking to you too, bro. And yeah, like Michael said, always look at anything that you take on. Look at a
Mm,
challenge in a positive way. It just
yeah,
makes it easier. And being around a well-rounded person, you can go out and have conversations. It just makes it more fun and enjoyable, bro.
yeah,
And then I'm looking forward to our challenge in July. The
yeah.
30
So
day
that's
challenge.
that's another thing that we're going to be doing for the month of July is starting a challenge. Me and Daniel are going to be partaking in it. We're going to be uploading here on YouTube and on our Instagram page, better than yesterday _ZA. And yeah, man, we're just going to be taking steps every single day to try and improve ourselves. And it's going to be tough, man, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure at the end of the month, we're going to be looking back at all the little clips and stuff that we've taken, and it's going to be like quite a cool thing to look back on. So I'm excited for that. And anyone on this channel, if you guys are keen to follow along with us, go for it. So yeah, man, I think that was a really good video. And yeah, we just need to keep on going, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, leave a thumbs up down below. We're going to be coming up with new stuff soon, like you said, bro.
Yeah, and definitely comment what you'd like to see. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, for investing your time in listening to me and Mike's conversation.